where the machine learns continuously. The second is you take a machine, you build an AI system by giving it a learning algorithm, but it also, providing a lot of trained data before we actually use that machine for any application, right? And those are called pre-trained. So since you guys, everyone is aware of ChatGPT, the GPT is a model that's basically pre-trained. And that's how, what is P of GPT? G, P, and T. T means pre-trained. It's trained with data first, massive amounts of data, and but with a learning algorithm in play, right? And then you build that model. So these are the two basic ways how AI systems are built. Uh, and before we take a step back and understand what are the different AI systems, I just want to pause. And if you have any questions up till now, please feel free to ask. I'll take one or two questions before we move on, because otherwise I'll just be doing a lot of Q&A. I'll have room for Q&A at the end as well, so don't worry about it if your question doesn't get included in this part as. Yeah, you can unmute yourself and ask any questions if you have. If not, then great. I'll wait for 30 seconds for someone to ask.
Shankar here.
Yeah, Shankar, tell me.
To learning generative AI, we required any prerequisites?
Yeah, I think you're coming for, I'll answer all those questions during the
Okay.
session.
No problem. Yeah.
Any questions you might have up till what I have discussed? Any confusion, anything that still is not very clear?
Yes. What is the purpose of using AI and how it is going to impacting the industries? What is
Again,
the main reason?
you're going beyond what we've
Okay.
already
Sorry,
discussed, but
sorry.
I'll come to that. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Okay, let me go ahead, continue with this session. Now, let's look at some of the AI systems that you already know. One, I already spoke about, spam filters in the Gmail. Can anybody answer how YouTube uses machine learning, AI?
Recommendation systems.
Right, lovely. What is the recommendation system, Harshvardhan? Can you just elaborate for anybody who might not be aware of it?
So according to users' choices and it's choosing the content choices, it
Right.
recommends the content to users.
Right. So if you search Rohit Sharma one today, and you get some videos of Rohit Sharma's batting, then it knows that you probably like Rohit Sharma. It learns that from your usage, and after 7 days, it might actually send you a shots of Rohit Sharma in your shots list, right? So that's how a YouTube behind you have an AI system that's doing the recommending, right? As Harsh mentioned correctly. Netflix, anybody who can answer how Netflix is using artificial intelligence and something that you're aware of, maybe?
Also
Uh,
same recommendation.
Again,
Normally,
recommendations. They're very
yeah,
similar.
it gives
Suppose that
recommendation.
when you like content like mystery type of movie, then
Hmm.
Netflix shows your some mysterious type of movie, and also like action type of movie. Then Netflix send you action movie. This kind of thing how work behind Netflix use.
Lovely, lovely. And how old do you think YouTube and Netflix are? And for how long have they been using these recommendation systems? Close to 10, 15 years, right? Which means AI
Yes.
is already in the world for quite a long time.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Because suppose that Netflix use after 10 years, before 10 years or 15 years, but we all are know about, don't know about AI how it works.
Right. I'll come to that. I'll answer that question. That's why I posed that question as well, because I'm going to
Okay.
answer that question. Okay. Okay,
Netflix
chat.
is close
Everybody
around
knows that, so everybody knows this. So I'm not going to delve. What is this? Google Maps? Anybody can tell me how Google Maps uses AI?
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Actually, Google Maps give the suggestions nearest what are the shopping malls or whatever the nearest we required, such as
Hmm.
fuel stations,
Hmm.
and also navigate nearest locations and suggesting which place are you travel, giving
Hmm.
they will be tracking, sir. Actually,
They'll be tracking,
and
but also learning from your past behavior, right?
uh,
So whatever
and
data
also,
you've given it to them, that machine has learned what maybe the place you might be going, right? Because they've
yeah,
seen you go to that place multiple times.
and
Uh,
It is
also
tracked by GPS and also real-time traffic prediction through the data analysis as well.
right, right. Lovely, lovely. And this is another tool called Grammarly that basically improves your grammar in your writing. Some of you might have used, some might have not used at all. But important thing to note is that, and this is what I want to really emphasize in this slide is that AI has been around right now. It's not a very new thing. It's not as new as we think it is most of the time, and it's been around, and those systems are being built not from today, from almost 20 years back. They've been built, and actually some of them are even older than that. Uh, and uh, and you've been using it.
I also have a doubt in it, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
So myself doubt, sir.
Sorry.
Sir, you say that A only suggesting more than a year ago. You said, so even a small instruction can say that give a recommendation in a YouTube, sir, and AI instructions, sir. Both are similar, right, sir? Even a small
Actually, I
program
didn't
can
follow you
suggest
completely.
a
Can you
recommendation
repeat
video
your
according to
question
the history,
again?
right, sir, in a YouTube. So
Uh,
what's the difference between AI? How it is different from the normal instructions?
can you repeat that, because I think you broke a few times. Your voice broke a few times. Can you repeat whatever you questioned? I'll answer that.
Yes, a normal instruction based on the history itself, we can suggest a video for a person, right, sir? What is the difference between
Mhm.
the AI and the normal instruction program? Both are similar, right, sir?
Yeah, so okay, let me answer that in the most mathematical way I can right now, but I can elaborate it later in the session. Is that AI basically doesn't uh, know for sure that that's exactly what needs to happen. It gives you a probabilistic answer, right? So based on what's your behavior has been, it predicts most likely this is what you might like, right, on Netflix or on YouTube, right? Uh, so it's making a prediction, and it says, okay, I am pretty much right 90% here. My probability is 90% of being right, and therefore it makes that recommendation. If you have specific instructions, very specific instructions, and you know that exactly that's what is going to happen from before, then that is 100%. Then you don't need AI. You would probably just, apply those instructions, and you know that that's going to happen for all the time. You understood that difference? And even
Nice,
if you're
sir.
not clear, then of course, I have more slides where I can elaborate, and I can take this in more uh, detailed way in my Q&A session. Make sense?
Nice, sir.
Okay. Okay, what has made AI so popular today? And we think AI is just coming into the world. Like I proved you before that we've been using AI for a long, long time. Is that Chat GPT came in, and for the first time, a normal user who didn't know anything about coding, who didn't need to be a coder, could experience intelligence by just having a chat with ChatGPT. And which means you built ChatGPT, OpenAI, and other companies as well built an AI that spoke to you or replied to you in human form, almost like you're talking to another person. And that's interesting and that's exciting. What that means is that the way I want to instruct an employee to do something for me, I can instruct LLM to do the same thing for me. And if I give it enough instructions, right prompt, right way to give that message, it probably will do those stuff for me. And that's what we are exploring now. And that's where agentic systems come in play. What it does is we are now building systems that are based on these LLMs. And I'll come to the how these differentiations are. But basically can break down a request and make decisions. You know, uh, take multi steps. You know, do one thing first, then do the next thing, then do the third thing, and then give you a result, right? So those agentic system is really what's happening big right now. And as you must have, if you're watching enough YouTube, if you are already very interested in AI, you would know that we are calling 2025 as the year of the agents, right? The AI agents. Those are agentic systems. AI agents might slightly differ. Experts have difference in opinion on those things, which may be not important for this session, but understand that because of LLMs, we have started to believe that machines can do a lot of work that you would probably get an employee to get done, right? Step by step, give him same instructions. And as you'll understand, because of the rise of the agentic system, most of us who are not hardcore coders or don't come from strong CS background, don't have a long of algorithm expertise, uh, still have a lot of role to play in building these agentic systems. And which is why I wanted to be sure that I put this into this slide, because that's a understanding that you need to take away today, is that while we're building agentic system, everybody, almost everybody in the world has a role to play and can play a role, really. So great. Now it's a time to take a step back. We've understood that there are a lot of AI systems that you already use, then you've understood that there are agentic systems in play. What I think we need to do is take a step back and understand what are the AI systems that companies are building, what are those types. And for the purpose of this session, the way I have bifurcated the AI systems, I'll share that on screen in a minute, is not what traditionally you would see AI systems being categorized as. This is more in line with what the discussion of today is, was to understand where do I play my role, right? And how can I contribute in AI? So, okay, sorry, before we go to agentic systems, Alexa, Amazon Alexa is really an example of Amazon agentic system. You have flight booking assistants who act as, who are agentic systems. Google Assistants on your mobile, Android mobile, if you're using, is also an example of agentic systems. And there are more complex agentic systems that are being built. We'll come to them. Okay, so there are five types of AI systems, and I think it's very important to understand them. One is the traditional machine learning models, uh, and there are a lot of companies that build traditional ML models, like recommender systems, spam filters. So Google is building maybe many ML models to do a lot of their things. They build ML systems for YouTube recommendation. They build ML models for spam filters in your Gmail. So a lot of these tech companies are already building this, and they've been building this for quite a long time now. Then you have the deep learning models. Deep learning models again uses a very interesting learning algorithm, which is based on neural network design. You don't need to go into detail, but understand that these create more powerful models than traditional ML models. Then you have what we call foundational models. Foundational model is really what kickstarted a general understanding of or the frenzy around AI. Uh, the large language models, which is the GPTs that we have, the Claude, or the ones that create your images through text. So foundational models are considered text to text. LLMs are text to text. It takes in text, gives you text as an answer. Of course, ChatGPT on top of it built an application that can take voice as well. That will come to that later. But eventually, behind it, the model that works is you give it text, it gives you text back. Then you have models that takes in text and gives you an image. Then you have models that takes in text and gives you a video. You have also models that takes in an image and gives another image, right? So you have these very different kinds of foundational models. And unfortunately, India is not leading the race in foundational models. We have not created any foundational model of our own. So at least in India, we are not working on foundational models. At the moment, of course, that's in future, we would love to see one. And then you have the AI applications. So today modern applications that you've named when I asked you, they all built on foundational models. They are using these foundational models and they've added more features to it. For example, ChatGPT has added another feature to say you can speak into it and it will convert that into text. It uses another model from speech to text model to convert your speech to text. Then it sends the text model to the text to text converter, gets the text back. If you want to listen to ChatGPT, then it again converts that text to voice using another model. And so people have started to build a lot of AI applications based on these foundational models. So if you've done any Copilot, you've used an application that's using code that allows you to code, that helps you code, again, is using an LLM behind it. But these are applications built on foundational model. So then these are also set of type of applications that are being built today, right? And then you have the agentic systems. Again, agentic systems basically trying to mimic what a person would do in their job, in their work role, and give it enough intelligence, give it enough automation tools to build those agentic systems, right? So these are the 5 fundamental types of AI models that are being built today. And our understanding and what I want you to take away from today is where exactly do I fit in, right? Do Can I work on both traditional ML models and deep learning? Okay. Can I work on only foundational models? Do I have the skill set for foundational models? Do I have the skill set for AI applications? Do I have the skill set for agentic? Do I have it for one or more of the cases? And what are the skills you need for all of this, right? So like I said, traditional models, I'll now run through very quickly. Traditional ML models basically predicts on structured data. You provide structured data, it predicts on structured data. Examples are spam filter, Netflix recommender, and so on. Skills that you need is you have to be very good at maths. You have to have very strong programming skills. If you don't have today, you'd want to build these skills to work on traditional ML models. Then deep learning models. Again, the interesting thing is it handles unstructured data like vision, voice, natural language processing. It does. And basically, they're built with using neural networks. Again, very strong programming. You need to have deep learning frameworks. You need to understand deep learning frameworks. People who don't come from coding background, there's a percentage of you who don't come from coding background. Basically framework, just for your benefit. DL framework basically are coding frameworks that helps you code better and faster deep learning models. And of course, you need very strong math background, right? Then you have the foundational models. They are large scale, right? You've heard about ChatGPT being trained on 8 billion parameters, 7 billion, 13 billion parameters. So that means they're very large scale. They're of course pre-trained, and then we can now either fine tune it or use it through an API, or uh, I know you use it as a chat, which will as the next, which is AI applications. But coders can actually just go to the LLM or the text-to-text model and call an API, and or fine tune it to use it. So the foundational models are very large scale. The examples are ChatGPT models, the DALI model, the Sora model. Interestingly, all three are from OpenAI company, but you have competitor examples as well. You have the Claude from Anthropic. You have Midjourney for DALI. GPT-4 is a text-to-text model, which means you give it text, it gives you text back. DALI is text-to-image model, which is you give it text, it will give you an image. Sora, I think, is a video model where you give it a text and it will give you a video, right? And those are the examples of foundational models. Again, you need very strong programming skills, you need strong math skills, you need a lot of data science skills as well to clean up the data and so on and so on. And then you have the AI applications. Those are built on the foundational models. And this is where a lot of us who don't have very strong coding and mathematics background start to see a role that we can play in, right? For example, ChatGPT, the chat interface that you see is an application, that uses LLMs, that uses text to image models as well. It uses different models behind the scene, but it still needs to build something for the end user to use those models. And ChatGPT has built that chat interface that you're all familiar with. 11 labs have done the very same thing for image, text to speech and speech to text. Midjourney again does text to image, and Cursor it uses text to code. So it allows you to give a prompt or text and say, this is the kind of code I want, and it will give you that code, right? So those are applications that have been built on foundational models. One important thing to understand today is that in India, we are not building I don't know if any company is building foundational model in the real sense. I know Ola and all have published some foundational model, but they aren't really great. And we don't know what are the other models that are being built. At least at my knowledge right now, foundational models are not, at least nothing has come up yet. Maybe we are building today. I'm not very sure which companies do that already. Skills that you need is now product design, understanding user interface, understanding user experience, which is UI, UX designs. Can you do prompt engineering? Can you write the right prompt to build those applications? And if you have some programming skills also, you come into play, because you have to connect the interface with the backend LLMs and the other models. So if you have some programming skills, that also is helpful. You don't need all of them. One person doesn't need to have all of them, because when you build AI applications, you need a team of people doing it, and each one of them have their own specialty. So you don't always need to be a coder. You don't necessarily have to be a prompt engineer. You could be a product designer, and you don't need to be a product designer. You could just be doing a lot of prompt engineering. So this is a place where most of us fit in very well, easily, even if you're starting a journey in this career. And then you have the agentic system, which are multi-step systems that plan and act. So it blends automation, reasoning, tool integration. So if you're given a job, let's say you are asked to do a particular job in a company, you are expected to reason through. You need to think through what needs to happen, when should it happen, what should come first, what should come second, what should come third. And we believe we can now train machines to do that as well, which is where agentic systems come into play. And we will delve deeper into agentic system in this session. So So if you're still confused about it, don't worry about it. Now, the skills that we need is understanding system design. And I would recommend that you do search what system design is, what workflow design is. But I'll give you a small brief. System design is basically any system that you build is made up of multiple parts, and they're codependent. They're dependent on one another. One happens before another. So understanding that system well, how it functions, how it should function, uh, that designing is called system designing. In the barest, in the most crude form, that's how it is. Workflow design is understanding if a work is given, what are the different steps for that work to happen? How do I build that design? And of course, if you have programming skills, that's also that you can utilize to build these systems, automate it, give it enough automation, uh, connect it to the foundational models. So all of that, if you have these skills, then again, you can play a role in building agentic system. Again, you don't need all the skills. You don't need to be a system designer, workflow designer, and a programmer all. You could either be one of them and still find a role in building agentic systems. Okay, what I'll do now is I have made a table which is quite dense, so I will not go through it, but I'll leave it on screen for you to take a look. Take 2 minutes. If you want to take a photograph of it, take a photograph of it. Uh, it will give you an understanding what are the skill sets that you need, what tech skills do you need, what non-tech skills do you need, what amount of coding and math is required, and who can contribute, like what profile of people can contribute. This is a very good condensed, uh, quite dense also, but I would give you time to go through this session, through this slide, and if you have any questions, of course, ask me. But take a minute to go through this, and then we can come back for any questions you might have on this slide.
Sorry to interrupt, the slide is not visible to me. Is I need to slide?
What slide are you seeing?
Did you share anything?
Sudipti?
I can
No,
see skills needed to work with AI.
Skills needed to work with AI. Can you see that, Harish?
no, in my, yeah, oh, I got, like, I need to adjust that
Okay.
Zoom
Yeah,
view.
okay.
Thank you.
Utpal, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm giving everybody a minute to go through this.
Yeah, I have the question.
Yes.
So, what type of AI system we can use in machine learning operations?
Can you repeat that? I didn't hear you very well.
Here you mentioned 5 types of AI systems, is not traditional, deep, foundational AI application, right?
Yes.
So, what type of system we can use in machine learning operations?
Machine learning operations, what do you mean by machine learning operations?
ML ops. So, in ML ops, we are using
ML
number of
ops as
tools.
a tech field.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll answer that question. Very good question. I'll answer that. Any other question before we go ahead?
Sir,
Yes,
hello.
tell me.
Will you please explain how AI helps in quantum mechanics?
How AI helps in quantum mechanics?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll take up that in the QA session. I've noted down both the questions. I'll answer them in the QA session. Okay, let's go ahead. What we'll do now is we'll go through a workflow design demo, right? I will give you a workflow design problem, and I want you to pull out a pen and paper and think through this. A marketing team wants a tool that can generate a brief on a company's competitor. So let's say you're working for company XYZ and the competitor is ABC. And the management, the marketing team has asked you to build a brief of the company's competitor. And you could go ahead and do this on your own, which is to say that I will build the brief. But for today's session, what I want you to do is think about how you can build a workflow, design a workflow so that it can become an agentic system, which means you give in the name of any other competitor and it will build that same brief. So the goal really is what should go into my first page of brief, right? Let's say I'm building a brief of 1 page. What should go into that 1 page of brief? Anybody?
Key points.
Key points. What do you mean by key points? Key points saying what?
Like the main points which is present in the page, like main features, what is
Which
this all?
page? Which page?
If you are giving a summary, so on that summary we can highlight some points, important points, like one liner lines. That's what I'm saying.
That's okay. One-liner lines, very good point that you mentioned, but one-liner points saying what? About the competition, right?
Yeah.
Summarization about the
So about the
competition.
competition, what are the things that you require?
So if the other company is generating more profit, we can highlight.
Okay, so yes. So what is its revenue? What is its profit? Great. What else?
And all the sales and average sales, and apart,
Perfect.
what are
Perfect.
they using all the technologies which we are lacking behind? We have to
Okay.
focus on it.
Okay, lovely. But remember, this is a marketing team that wants the brief, not the tech
Type
team,
of
right?
products they are selling and the area they are focusing.
So it's
Like
what they are selling, what is the area they're focusing, what else?
So, who are the targeted audience
Who
for
are the
this company?
targeted audience? Great. Okay, lovely.
So, how are they marketing their products?
How are they marketing? A very good point.
Plan
With
with the team members.
Plan with team members doing what? So what should go into the 1 page of brief? That's the
We should
question.
first gather the data, sir.
Get
Means,
informations and
yeah.
collaboration with the team members.
Okay, so where do you gather the data from?
With the team
Consumers.
members.
So, okay, so you're telling me how to get this done. I'm asking you what should go into the brief first. Then we'll think about how we'll do it, right?
So, quarterly reports, annual
Quarterly reports,
reports.
okay, okay. Remember, it's a 1 page of brief. It means it needs to be very, very brief, right? Right? Okay, lovely. I think pretty much I got all
So
the answers that I
could
was
you
expecting.
please explain page brief means?
1 page of brief means 1 page that has a small brief of the company, the competition company, that me as a marketing team member who's going into a strategy meeting can use that and say, okay, look at them, they are doing this, these things, we are not doing that.
Before that, we collect the highlight points.
You do that. We're not going into how. I wanted to know what we need in that 1 page of brief. Until we don't know what we need, how would we know how to do it, right?
Measure respect where company dominate and which type of people targeted audience.
Yes. So what is their target audience and all of that? Great. Uh, so basically, the basic company info, what are the latest product launches, key strengths and weaknesses that they might have, what are the recent news, they have got new funding, whether or not, and all that summary in bullet points. And I've given it from the way I understood it. You would have the one page of brief the way you understand it, right? And that's totally fine. I think there's nothing wrong and right here. Depends on what the person in the strategy meeting wants you to have. But let's assume these are the cases. Now my question becomes, how are you going to get this done? Now the how part comes in. I know some of you had already answered about the how. How will you
Gather
get that done?
information.
Sir, data. Main is
So where do
data.
you collect that data from?
Websites.
Websites. Okay, great.
Website, and you can
How
able to do the research on
team
that.
members.
You can do the
Time
research on that.
people.
And you think you can do that individually as a person? You can do that, right?
First, we manually collect the data from the team members.
Okay, but remember, you're trying to build an agentic system. That means you're trying to program a machine to do all these things, right?
Yes, sir, but a machine
We can set
thinks
it
like
like
a human, so human real time all is needed.
Okay, at some points, human will be needed. Great.
By using some
So
NLP, natural language processing, it will help the pick some topics such as from customer reviews. If that method is good, so the agent will recommend that product, and it will show some basic strength of it. What can you buy?
Okay.
Lot of things.
Okay. Okay.
so
What
first
are
we need to
interesting input?
provide the company names and
Mm-hmm.
their products as well. So we
Mm-hmm.
need to query. I mean, we need to query that models and everything.
You need to query models, or you need to query the internet?
We need to prompt the models
Hmm.
to do surfing like internet, and we also need to.
Model does not serve.
Uh,
Application serve. So
yeah, yeah.
Chat GPT does the surfing because it's an application. The model itself never serves,
Yes. Sorry for
right?
that. So yeah,
Yeah.
we need to provide a few examples.
You need to
So
provide good examples. Okay,
company
lovely.
and its related products
Okay,
and
lovely. So you're coming into prompt designing. That's lovely to hear.
And target also. What is our target?
That's what you need. Right. Right. Okay. So if I had to break this down into steps of work that needs to go,
we can
then
use sentiment analysis also.
yes. So, yes, and based on what your experience with marketing is and your understanding of the world, you will come up with different steps. This is the steps that I have come up with. Okay. So if I have to build a system, what are the steps that will go into building that system? Is that a user enters the competition name. The system then should search the company profile either on Crunchbase or LinkedIn, wherever those information is. It should search those profiles. Then it should fetch 5 latest news headlines, right? We're looking at latest marketing headlines, maybe. Then we would want to use an LLM and say, okay, can you summarize the company profile in 3 bullet points? I don't want the whole detail. I don't want all the essays. You've gone and searched LinkedIn, you've gone searched Crunchbase, your data is massive. I want the LLM to summarize that for me so that I can put it in my one-pager report, right? I would also want it to summarize all recent news and generate a SWOT analysis. Now, LLMs can do SWOT analysis, as we've seen. So we would want the LLM to do those steps. Then once they have done all of that, then it builds that PDF. A human then reviews it, edits the brief if they want now, and then ask the machine again to generate a PDF of it, right? So This particular agent, what it does is takes in the competitor's name. You given any name, any company name, it will do exactly those same things, which is what it will do is it'll first, if you've designed it in this way, the way I have set it up, it'll go and search for company profiles on the internet. It will fetch 5 new news headlines about that company, latest. And I can say, I can actually define what does latest means. Is it 3 months, within 3 months, or within 6 months, within 1 year? I can decide that. And then it should then call the LLM, ask to it to summarize it, and give you the profile in 3 bullet points. It will again call the LLM and give it the news, recent news, generate, and then ask it to generate the SWOT analysis. And then, show whatever it has collected, that one pager. And then I can review it and say, okay, I think this is fine. No, I probably want to change this. I'll change it on my own. I don't need to use the machine now to change it because I'm the human inside this agent. And then once I'm done, I'll say, okay, generate the PDF for me. Great. So this agent overall
So
does
why
this.
we do LLM summarization?
How we
What is
do
SWOT
LLM
analysis?
summarization? Are you asking that question? Sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you repeat that again?
So,
So what
could you
is
please
SWOT
explain what is LLM
analysis?
summarization and how it helps?
Yeah, okay. Have you used ChatGPT?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I would advise you to upload your CV on ChatGPT and say, can you summarize my achievements? What it does is it will use the LLM behind ChatGPT, which is a GPT-4 model, and it will read your CV and then summarize it for you. Right? That is what I'm calling as LLM summarization.
Yes,
Understood?
WOT.
Right? Sorry?
So also I have a question. What is SWOT analysis?
SWOT. Okay, it's called SWOT analysis. To any company.
Full form, sir.
Oh, can you let me finish this? Then I will take another question. Is that okay? Let me explain SWOT analysis, even though it's not within the scope of this session, but I'll explain this because it's important you know if you don't know. Is that any company or any individual can do a SWOT analysis on themselves. What that means is S is for strength, W is for weakness, O is for opportunity, and T is for threat, right? So what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are the opportunities I have? And what are the threats the circumstance posed to me? And companies do a lot of SWOT analysis on themselves, on the competitors to understand where are their weaknesses, how can we take opportunity with their weakness and so on. Understood what is a SWOT analysis now, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. Somebody else had a question.
Hi, sir. So are we providing these steps through query? I mean, we are
I'll come to
querying.
that. I'll come to that.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So now a very interesting thing to understand is, okay, I've listed out the steps. Now, each of the steps, who's going to do it is important for you to, when you're designing the workflow steps, you need to decide who does this. So I say user enters, that means a human does it. System searches the company from, okay, I can use automation, coding, programming. It also fetches news headlines. Again, I can do automation. If you've done enough coding, you'd know what we know as web crawlers. Web crawlers can go into the world, fetch data for you from the internet. Then LLM summarizing obviously has to do with an LLM, and that you can code using API, right? That's provided by all LLM companies. Again, those two steps are done by LLM, which is the intelligence. Then human reviews it. That means a human does that, and PDF, again, it's an automation. It's a tool that will, convert your report into a PDF file. So what is the intelligence type of each step? First is not really intelligence, just an input. Second is an automation. It's not intelligence, it's an automation. Third is also an automation. Fourth is artificial intelligence because you're using LLM. Fifth is also artificial intelligence because you're using an LLM. Then human judgment comes in. Again, intelligence, but not artificial intelligence. And then you have the automation. Again, you have programs that convert a sheet into a PDF file. Now, once you've done this design, then programmers will come in and start uh, uh, building these steps for you, right? And if you are a programmer, this is how you will say, okay, this step is an input. How do I build that input, field on a website? That's how you would start thinking. But a very important piece here is this. The step 4 and 5 are LLMs. So I need to give a prompt to the LLM. And every workflow designer needs to give the prompt. The coder is not going to give you the prompt. The designer needs to give you the prompt. Exactly what they want from that step. And so it says, summarize the following company information into 3 concise bullet points, highlighting what the company does and where it operates, right? And it takes the data from step 2. Just to take you back to step 2 is system searches for company profile. So it has collected a lot of data, as all of you were saying, collect a lot of data. It has collected the data, and now you wanted the artificial intelligence or the LLM to summarize it for you, right? You don't have to summarize it. The artificial intelligence will summarize it for you, and you give the data you received in step 2 here. How you give that data, what is the best way to give that data is, of course, more deeper understanding of workflow design. But what works best is a conversation between you and the programmer if you are a workflow designer. Again, prompt for step 5, you still again need a prompt given this recent news list, and you give the list that the step 3 has step 3, which is system fetches 5 latest news headline. You give that list about this company, generate a short SWOT analysis with 2 points per category. So what means category? For strength, 2 points, weakness, 2 points, operations, opportunities, 2 points, threat, 2 points. And then format it as a markdown list. Markdown list is again a technique term, but you can just say format it as a list. So you'll get that as a list, right, from the LLM. And once you've done all that, you've actually done the workflow design. Now you can work with the programmer to build this system. And your AI agentic system is ready. And this is exactly what a lot of companies today are building, these agentic systems in place. Now, right now, people who are coming from management marketing field will be given a work like the one that I just shared. They will use their understanding of marketing world. They know already what SWOT analysis is. So they'll use all that knowledge to build this workflow. If you come from a civil background, let's say you're an engineer, you come from a civil background and you join a civil builders company, they probably will ask you to build an agent that requires a civil knowledge to build these prompts. Wherever understanding of civil engineering is needed. So whatever field you come from, there is an agent being built for that field. And you as a person, either having academic background or corporate background, understanding of a field, you become a very good person to build these designs, these workflow designs. And if you are also interested in coding, then actually build design plus the coding pieces as well. So depending on what skills you build, you become more, important and crucial to the company that you're building it for. Okay, now just the way we did this task, the breakdown of workflow steps, there is a task on Coursevita job simulation platform that they have, which is a task that I would recommend you do after this session so that you get a better understanding. Right now we did together. I gave you the steps. I gave you who will do what kind of, is it an LLM that does, it's a human that does. But now we've created a task that it's slightly different from this task. It's not a marketing task, it's now an HR task. So take a look at that task and do that. Of course, after the session, but right now Sudipti will take you through that platform so that you understand where you find that task and how you can go ahead with it. So Dipti, you want to take over for the timing, and then I'll return back uh, to for one final point and the Q&A. So any questions that I have not answered and any questions that you might have right now, I'll be happy to help you after Sudipti takes you through your task.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, um, since we have planned this session from before and we have just gone through Uttal's marketing task that we have done together, we have created a similar task on our platform, which is job simulation. So, just to say in a single word, what is job simulation? It is a platform where you can experience the job, experience what kind of work you'll be given as in a job role. So just now, Uptal was talking about if you were a civil engineer, you'd be given a certain type of task. If you were a marketing coming from the management background, you would be given something similar to what a task we have just discussed. So on our platform, Job Simulation, which the link I will share in the chat for everyone to follow along. As Uptal said, do go through this post the session because it is very similar to what we just discussed. So you will have a more hands-on experience on doing the task yourself as well as learning about it. So when you go to the website and you click on explore, at the bottom you will find a task which is AI engineer at Coursevita. This is the task that we have created that is specific to this session and will be a task that is very similar to what we have discussed now. So, post registering and post logging in, you will be able to access the simulation here. And since I've already enrolled for the simulation, it is directly showing up on my dashboard. And in that simulation, we have two tasks, which is exactly what we have talked about. It's in the same structure, but slightly different. So you get to experience doing it by yourself from scratch. So this is in this job simulation, we have two tasks. The first one is understanding the workflow and defining the steps. And if you ever find yourself lost, as we had Uptal to guide us in the task that we have just done, you do have resources in each of the subtasks. So you can visit them and try to understand more about what you're supposed to do and how you can perform that. And going through the tasks, you'll be able to understand more as to what is expected and what you have done. Whatever you have done, you will be uploading it here, which Uptal again will be looking over your work and giving you insights as to how you can improve yourself or how you can do it better or how differently you have to do. And another benefit that we do have with job simulation is once you have completed both the tasks, you will be given a certificate as well. Just something that you can put on your portfolio or your resume that shows that you have done something that is related to the AI engineer role. So when you're going for an interview or when you're sitting down for any type of job role, you'll be able to show that you have not just known the book knowledge about it, but you also have the experience that is required to fulfill the role. So that is what I wanted to say with respect to the session. We have a simulation that is very similar to what we have discussed, and that will be useful for you and not only to understand the session better, but also will be useful for your resume and your journey to explore AI as a career. And since we have already talking about resume and how building a portfolio is very important, we do have another product at Coursevita, the link which again I will share in the chat, which helps you build your profile and portfolio. So again, we have designed everything to be very simple. You can come onto the website, upload your resume if you already have one, or manually build one if you don't have a resume. So for now, let's just say I've put in my resume. It'll take a couple of seconds to give you a brief and build a portfolio for you, which again you can customize according to how you want it to be and according to the skills that you want to highlight. So the reason why portfolio building is important is because in nowadays in the job market, people don't look if you have the knowledge. People look for the experience that you have in the field equally. So a place where you can showcase your history, your experience, and your skills is important. And having a website or a tool, an AI tool that can help you build such things is something that we have worked on at Coursevita. So please, I urge everyone to try out the products and do let us know what you think. All of these are essentially to be useful to learners like you and me. So I think that is what I'd like to say. Uptal, if you're there, you can take back the session. Utpal? Yeah, so as we wait for Uptal to come back in, everyone could take like a brief minute to go through the links that I've shared in the chat and maybe register yourself. Registering on Coursevita once will give you access to all of our products that we have worked at. And you can try out the simulation, learn from that, and you can use that to build your portfolio as well. Uptal, are you there?
That's okay. Yeah, sorry guys, I was not able to unmute myself. Back. Sudipti, you're done, right?
Yes, Uptal, you can continue with the session and the Q&A as well.
Okay, lovely. Let me quickly share my screen again. Can you share my screen again or not?
I think you should be able to share it yourself.
I
Just
think I'm not. You have to make me the host. I no longer can share my screen.
let me do that. Uptal, I think you should be able to share your screen now. Utpal, are you able to share your screen?
No, I'm not able to.
Um, could you just try again because you have been made the host of the session?
Okay, just give me a sec. Okay, yes. Sorry about that. Can everybody now see my screen? Sudipti, can you see my screen? I'll
Yes,
go ahead
Utpal,
once you confirm. Okay, lovely. So now the question is now, how do you get started? I think one of the ways to get started is what Sudipti just told you, and I think do start off with looking at some YouTube channels that are focused on AI. First, figure out what is the AI agent or what is the AI system that you want to work with, right? Uh, it could be one or two or multiple. It depends on where you want to work with. What are your skill sets? What are your current skill sets? Where are the skill sets that you need more? And you need to then, look at different websites as well, different platforms to find the course that helps you build those skills, right? Anyway, so that's pretty much it from my end. I have the Q&A now. If you have any questions, do feel free to ask. But before we go into asking any other question, I had two questions that were asked to me. Can you repeat those questions again? That I promised I'll take up in the QA session. And if you think it's already been answered, then no problem. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask any questions that you might have. Anybody? No questions?
There are questions. I think
Yeah.
people can't unmute themselves. So
Okay.
anyone who wants to ask questions, can you try unmuting yourself now? I think it's possible. Saujanya, are you able to unmute yourself? Yeah, Saujanya, we can hear you. Anyone have any questions? I have given you access to unmute yourself, so you can directly ask Utpal.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir. In this era of AI, many are using AI tools for creation for this front-end UI, as well as in backend also they are using many things like uh, Google also providing APIs for developers. So that will that full stack jobs or moon stack jobs will exist in 2027 or will saturate like that?
No. It's not going away by 2025, 27. But understand this, that probably as a backend engineer, if you have developed yourself already as a backend engineer, then what you've done is you've understood how the backend, what is the work of the backend, what are the frameworks that are used, what is the language that you must have mastered one language. Now, AI, what helps you do is instead of you writing each and every code, typing in each and every code of it, using prompt, you can build, functions, code pieces that you need in faster and quicker way. If you don't have a background or understanding of backend engineering, then you will not be able to write the right prompt to get the right code, right? So knowing backend engineering or knowing what goes into backend engineering is crucial still today. It will still stay crucial for some time at least, right? Because you do have to, ask the coding agent, which is let's say a copilot or a cursor, to you need these things and you need it in this format. And you're thinking from a design person, you're thinking from an architect person. I'll need this database, I'll need this database, I need these connections. What it helps you do is write the right prompt to build that code for you, rather than you writing that code by, finding a Google search, finding what is the code exactly. It's doing that for you in a faster way. Have I answered the question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yes, me. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
Yeah. Currently, I'm working as a Gen AI product development engineer. Since I have 3.5 years of experience.
Can you say that again, because I didn't get everything that you said.
Yeah, sure. I have been working as a Gen AI product development engineer.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to switch to a product-based company.
Mm-hmm.
So their DSA system design plays a crucial role. May I know how much level of that knowledge is required? As I'm a pioneer over here as a data scientist and engineering, so may I have the insight on it? Since it is not in the session, it is apart because in session I have get the good knowledge for brushing up myself, and it's really good, valuable.
So let me ask you a question for your question.
Yeah,
So are you do you have the skills to build APIs
yeah, yes,
or use APIs, all of that, right?
yeah, yes. I have
Okay,
done a
great.
REST
And
past class.
great. And do you have and when you say product companies, what do you mean by product companies? What kind of companies are you saying? Give me a few examples.
Yeah, Google, Amazon.
Google, Amazon. Okay.
Yeah,
So you then it's important for you to figure out and Google has many kind of teams, right?
yeah,
Working in
yes,
very different levels of AI systems. And the way I
yes,
showed you all the different levels of AI systems, you have to figure out what is that system that which AI system that you'd want to work with within Google, within Amazon, wherever you want to go there, and then build the skill accordingly. And I've given you a table which I asked you to take a picture of quickly. Uh,
yeah,
so then you figure out, do you have that skill? If you don't have that skill, go and get that skill built, right? Go
yeah,
and gather that skill.
yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know
Yeah,
exactly what are the skill sets you have currently, but you know what skills you have, right? And
yeah,
what you don't have. So that
yeah.
table gives you a very good idea of what is the skill set you need to build to move to which domain and which type of AI systems.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have I
makes
answered your
sense.
question?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay, lovely.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Let's take 1 or 2 minutes more and then we'll wrap it up. So any maybe last two questions I can take up.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Sir, can you please explain how AI is used in quantum mechanics and
Oh yeah,
how
you
it
had
plays a
that
key
question.
role?
Okay, I'm not an expert here. Of course, I have a physics background, so I do know what quantum mechanics is. But exactly how AI is being used in quantum mechanics, I do not know exactly how it's being used today. There's definitely some usage must be happening. Exactly how, I'm not very sure. Uh, is there anything specific that you need to ask? Then probably I can give you an understanding uh, or direction.
I just wondered how AI is used in quantum mechanics and how it can be in future.
Yeah, so
Like that.
when you say quantum mechanics, do you mean quantum mechanics research?
Yes, sir.
If you, okay, so one way to do quantum mechanics research is uh, if you're doing research in quantum mechanics, you'd want to read a lot of those research papers, right?
Yes, sir, but how a ML and deep learning
Yeah, so if you want to
it
do a,
helps.
yeah, let me finish. I think I've understood what you're asking. So let's say you're doing quantum mechanics research, right? Research means you're going to look at research papers. You want to study those research papers. Reading those research
No,
papers,
sir, I'm currently not doing any
okay.
research. I want to do.
You want to do. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Let's say when you plan to do research, then you'll read a lot of research papers to understand where the current uh, development has been in terms of quantum mechanics research, right? And what LLMs can help you with is do this faster. Instead of getting uh, that article or that research paper, read through it, understand what it's saying, figure out what it's saying. You can ask LLM to read that paper for you, find out the important pieces, the new thing that has been developed in that uh, research paper, and give it to you in an easy to understand language. So that's one way to use LLM. I'm giving you one example. There could be multiple ways, and somebody who's doing research in quantum mechanics might be able to tell you better ways to use AI to do that research. I'm giving you just one example.
Hello,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, tell me.
She is not asking about how AI help to research. Actually, she is asking what is what is the scope of AI in quantum mechanics study.
What do you mean by quantum mechanics study? That's what I'm trying to. I thought you asked
Quantum mechanics
research.
means it's related to quantum computing.
Quantum mechanics means it's a branch of physics um, where subatomic particle is being
No, I understand what quantum mechanics. I'm trying to understand what you want to do in quantum mechanics with machine learning or with AI.
is there any use or scope AI in quantum mechanics field? Either is research, either is a study,
So
either is
research, I
job,
give you an
either is
example, right? For study, yes, you can have a chat with ChatGPT, ask what quantum mechanics is, start telling you what quantum mechanics is. It'll give you some
so
things you can't understand. You can again ask.
sir, you are not getting the point. Actually, if I am a MSc in physics,
Okay.
then I can be a scientist, and I can be research, I can experiment with the help of other chemistry, physics, biology, whatever it is. So what is the use of AI in quantum mechanics? If a physicist want to research practically in quantum mechanics fields, so what is the use of AI in this field?
So it depends upon how we adapt it. So it varies from field to field, right?
Yeah, I mean, I give you an example of how you can research with it. And one example, you can come up with many ways to do that, to use AI in your field, right? I give you just one example of
Yeah.
ChatGPT, summarizing the research paper for you, which is a massive help. Okay. If you've done any kind of research, you know reading research paper is a very, very uh, cumbersome and intellectually taxing exercise.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
there could
AI
be many
can,
more. I mean, I am not aware of because I'm not into a quantum mechanics research. But there would be many more, and it's for you to understand where can you use it.
yeah. I mean, till now, AI only can help to collect the data and resources in paper only.
You could, but you could also brainstorm with it, no? Just like you could brainstorm with your friend.
Yeah,
I
we
have
need
searched in
to.
ChatGPT. It gave me that most of the future depends on quantum AI.
That's called
If
quantum computing, not quantum AI. I think you're
Yeah,
mistaking quantum
first you
computing with
have
quantum
to
AI.
gain the knowledge of quantum computing. Later itself you
Quantum
can do
computing
anything.
is a very different thing than AI, right?
Yes.
So please do not mix uh, AI, quantum computing, and say it is quantum AI. No, quantum computing is a very completely different field.
Yes, yes, Suptal. I mean, like AI is improvising every field in a
It
way
is. It
how we
is.
use it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's it. It like improve mechanical field. Likewise, the quantum like which we are discussing now. Any
Yes, yes.
field, but
Anything.
it depends upon how we are adopting it. That's it.
Agreed. Agreed.
Even any aspect you have to know the knowledge on cloud level. So whatever the data we have to merge it into the cloud level. So that time that's very helpful for you people. Quantum computing.
Uptal, I have a question that was sent to me in the chat.
Okay.
Sir, is prompt engineering enough to be an AI engineer?
Uh, Prompt engineering is people with prompt engineering skills will be needed to create AI systems, right? You will not be able to create the complete system because you will need coders, you will need system designers, you will need workflow designers, but then you'll also need prompt designers. Prompt designers or prompt engineers mostly will work as workflow designers. That's what my understanding today is. So If you are working as prompt engineer, then you can say I'm building, or I mean, you will be building an AI system somewhere. Whether you'll call that an AI engineer, I'm not sure. These are terminologies. Anybody can bracket that name. So I'm not worried about what you will be called. I'm more interested in what you will be able to build. So with prompt engineering, yes, it's a very critical field uh,
So yeah,
to
yeah.
build AI systems.
So when it comes to the prompt engineering, so for example, if we are building a RAG system,
Mm.
I mean it comes under agentic systems, right?
Yes, RAG systems are also, I mean, RAG is a method,
Method,
really.
yeah, RAG approach.
Basically, it's a method to attach your own data to
Data
LLM.
resource, yeah,
Right? That's all,
exactly.
right? It's a method. There are competing methods as well, right? There are
So
alternative methods as well to RAG. But
okay,
yes, RAG is the most popular and fastest.
so yeah, apart from this, how like our course is
Mm.
related to any roles? I mean, we have many AI systems here,
Which course are you talking about?
like our course, like which we are having in our like curriculum. Just I have went through the courses.
Uh,
So yeah,
Sudipti, you want to answer that? I think
no,
Sudipti.
no. I mean,
Ah,
we have come across many AI systems like.
hmm.
As you screen shared, like five
Yes.
types, right? So
Hmm.
traditional ML models,
Yeah,
deep
right, right.
learning,
No,
foundational.
I have focused on workflow design only,
Yeah,
right?
workflow design is nothing but agentic systems, right?
Agentic systems, yes.
Okay, okay.
Right?
So
I have focused on agentic system for two reasons.
mhm.
Because I wasn't very aware how strong coding background the audience has,
Okay,
right?
yeah,
So, and you've understood that almost every other layer, all the first three are very strong math and AI skill based.
exactly. It's very
And
go. We need to go very deep for
yes,
first
and
portion.
1 hour session will not suffice doing any of those three, right?
Yes,
But I wanted you to just get exposed to a lot of AI systems that are built which are agentic today.
exactly. Yeah,
And there's a lot of room for career opportunities there as well. And
yeah,
it opens up room for everybody, coders, non-coders, people
yeah,
from marketing background, people from HR back, from almost every uh, domain that you can think of. It has a room to
yeah.
look at.
I see. Like many organizations is trying to integrate models into their
Yes,
domains. So
yes,
basically, they are doing like agentic systems only,
yes,
because
yes.
they are not creating or building any models from scratch, but
Yes,
they
they're
are
not building
cloning.
foundational models. Unfortunately,
Yes,
in
yes.
India, we are not building
Yeah,
foundation.
not yet. Yeah. So yeah. So,
So the task is really tailored for this audience, for this country, and for the time that we had together.
yeah. So
Right?
I see like even the central government is start sparking to everyone, like students and everybody, to get into this AI
Okay,
AI
lovely.
race. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Cool. Lovely having chat with you all. I think you were very interactive. So it made my work also easy. It made my work pleasurable. So it was good to have a chat with all of you. And
There was one more question in the chat if you have time to answer, Abdul.
okay, yeah, if there is one, I'll take up the. I
Yeah.
know I've overshot the time already.
No, I mean, I can see how engaging the session is. So I'm very
Why do
happy.
companies prefer hiring freshers for web development roles over machine learning and AI engineering roles despite the growing hype around it? Uh, like I said, I mean, machine learning and AI engineering roles are most of those roles really good. They're the ones that are not agentic systems, of course, require very high proficient coding and math knowledge. Uh, so either somebody who displays that skill set gets hired into those roles. Otherwise, most of them get hired into web development roles. But the good news is that a lot of companies are building agentic systems now, right? So, so even if you don't have those very strong math and programming background or skill set, you might have the background but not have that level of skill set, you still can build AI systems for companies, right? Have I answered that question? Is that what you wanted to? Sabafarth Shashi. Shashi, you would ask that question. Have I answered your question? If yes, then lovely. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Utpal, previously I asked one question for you people.
Yes, tell me.
So what are the, how generative AI, what are the generative AI systems we can use in machine ML ops?
Okay, yes, I remember that question. Sorry, I forgot to respond to that. So understand what is DevOps. You understand what DevOps is, right?
Yeah, yes.
So you build a web platform, then you need somebody to take care of that platform, right? Make sure data is connected, set up those data, set up that system in place on the cloud or whatever that might be, right? So that is the work of DevOps, right?
Okay.
ML ops is basically saying all the machine learning systems that we need to put up and manage the database connections, the API calls, all of that, right? Like that infrastructure, who's going to manage that? Those are the people which have ML op background. If you have DevOps background, then moving to ML ops is slightly easier. It's not smooth, but it's definitely much easier than somebody who's starting from scratch.
Yeah, I'm the DevOps engineer.
Yes. If you have a DevOps engineer, then moving to ML ops is not that big a transition. It's still a transition because AI systems are slightly different from web dev apps applications, right?
Yeah.
But if you understand that difference, then I don't think so. Managing the infrastructure is such a big deal until you understand the difference of both.
Yeah, yes, I know.
Right. So yeah, that I hope that answered your question.
Yeah.
And yes, it's a very lucrative field also, because everybody is building AI systems. They need to host it. They need to build that infrastructure. Who's going to manage that infrastructure? The ML ops people, right? So the opportunities are vast there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. Who asked me about ML ops? Can I hear your name out?
So my name is Ravana Sudhakar.
Okay, lovely.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Yeah, if you're in ML ops, I think it's a place to stick.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So Dipti, I think it's time. I've already overshot my time, but like I said, whoever's already here, thank you again for being so interactive and participating so well. It at least made my hour very pleasurable. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you, Utpal, for taking such a very insightful session. Thank you, everyone else, for joining as well. I am sending a link in the chat, which is a feedback form for both for the session and for Uptal. And there's also a question asking if you would be interested on a 3-day bootcamp on AI engineering, which would be much more deeper than in the session. As Uptal had mentioned, 1 hour is not enough to go deep into the role of AI. So please do take a moment to fill in the form, as it will be useful for us to understand what you all would like next and what you all would need as well. So, and also do check out our job simulation and portfolio builder websites as well. They are like your Duolingo to get started. They help you by learning by doing. And if anyone else has any questions or anything they'd like to say, I think now is your chance.
So you're offering this course from in Coursevita.
Sudhakar, could you repeat that?
So this generative AI course you are going to offering this your current batch or planning for this batch?
Yes, we are planning to host a AI engineer course as well, but we do want to see how it will be received from your end before that. So that's why we are thinking to plan a boot camp next week. So in the form, if you could respond positively, then we will understand that this is something that people are interested in, and it will help us in figuring out a course curriculum and everything.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for providing this